Good morning. You know, sometimes it's so funny the cards are so picky. It's one of the toughest decisions in the morning is which deck I'm going to use. So I have my own little morning ritual I go through to make the decision. And again, just hearing that sound just reminds me to turn everything off. Shut down all those thoughts and everything. It's a good practice to just sit there and shuffle and then make yourself stop just so that it reminds you that you're about to go into something different. Different focus, a different area, a different realm, whatever. Just to make that sound a trigger that says it's time to just shift gears. Okay, so this morning we're going to see what the universe has for us for the day. What we might want to focus on, what we might have to learn, what might be a trigger today to cause anger or resentment. See what lessons there are. So I'm going to do my 3-in-1. So first I'm going to split the deck into threes, and each one of these stacks is a thread going out to the universe. And whichever thread I pull is going to be a different conversation, as you can imagine, because it's going to be a different card. So I'm going to go with the middle thread this morning. I'm going to pull this one to see what we've got on the inside. Let's see what we need to know for today. So 1, 2, 3, and 1. Okay. So, and I like flipping the cards over one at a time because they tell a story. And I never know how it's going to end. So it's always interesting. I'll start down one road, like with the King of Coins. Taking charge. Stability. Getting things done. Where's that going to take us? 5 of Wands. And he's staring right at the 5 of Wands. So he's staring at this conflict going on. And it's not a big conflict. It's just 5 people with different ideas, all trying to make their point. Or as I always say, it's like at my house growing up. The person with the loudest voice wins. So, where do we have that? Ooh. Okay, so we have a balance going on here. We have the King of Coins, who's conservative, meticulous, boring. He's just there to get the job done. This could be a person, it could be a situation. But beside it, we have the Queen of Swords. And she is a no-nonsense person. She will look at the situation, but she'll also add that empathy in there. She adds the feeling into that situation. The decision she makes is going to be a more balanced decision between how somebody thinks and how they feel. And that's where the conflict is do we just do what we're always told to do and do we just do how it's always been? Or is there something that we need to look at on the inside also? So let's take a look at the advice card. The Knight of Cups. So the person that's going to save this. And when I see this many cards that are court cards, it makes me think that there's a a group involved, that these may be about people. Because I see the conflict here, and it could be between a father and a mother if we're talking about home. And again, it's not a big fight or anything. It's just a disagreement or different points of views. But the Knight of Cups, here he is on his horse. And this is the younger person. And this is a new set of ideas. Knights are fiery. They've got the passion. They've got the passion of the queen. And he's got the cups that goes with that passion. And it's almost like he's offering an olive branch, the way that he's looking at the queen. So she's got her back turned to this situation. So the way that I'm seeing this right now is that there's a conflict that's going on between how we've always done things and maybe how that makes us feel, and we're wanting to turn our backs on it. So how do we make that decision? Well, the Knight is younger and fresher. It's a fresher idea. And this is a Knight who is full of passions. This is a Knight who's going to enjoy what it is. The King is set in his ways, and that's difficult to change. And I can see the conflict because he's set in his ways. He knows what it takes to get things done. But by doing that, he's got the Queen with her back to him. So it's difficult for somebody who's just set in their ways to change. And I think what this is saying is that we need to take a look at this more emotionally and with more enthusiasm. We need to remember the enthusiasm that we've had in the past when we, at a different point, and present that joy to the situation instead of adding to that anger and adding to that headbutting. Offer something more constructive to make it more open, more giving. Instead of just an argument that says, well, this is how we've always done it. Acknowledge this is how we've always done it, but it's, it's a new age. It's we have a new enthusiasm we can throw into this. Because it bothers me that she's got her back turned to the King when there's an argument going on. It just bothers me that that's going on. And it's almost like this Knight is trying to offer something up to her. So when we have a conflict coming up, when that discussion comes up, do we want to just use logic and brute force and say this is how we've always done it, even though we might alienate somebody? Somebody who may have something different to offer because they're intelligent, they have these feelings that and again, queens are about that feeling. And you're making the people turn their back on it, and you might win the argument, but like I always say, do you want to be right or do you want to be happy? And this is saying, come at it in a new way. Offer something up. Turn the situation into something positive. Don't be stuck. Let's turn this queen so that she's facing the king, and let's just overcome this conflict. The king needs to morph into the knight and remember what it was to be young. Well, it's almost like if he does that, if he decides, it's like I'm shaving my beard, I'm going to get dressed up like I used to instead of my old dodgy clothes. I'm going to gild my horse with gold, and I'm going to take this cup, and I'm going to end the argument with something to offer to the queen. She won't be able to keep her back turned very long. And so with that, today, I'm just going to try something fresh. Try to remember what it was like to have that energy and drive instead of just falling into that old routine. So, I hope you have an amazing day today, and thank you very much.